fourth grade lesson 1.6 is adding whole numbers. And before we get into adding those whole numbers, and this lesson also wants us to estimate, but then also add the whole numbers, we're going to be tying together a lot of the things we've been talking about over the last couple lessons. And the first thing I want to talk about is our place values again, because sometimes we'll add up our ones column, our tens column, our hundreds column, and too much, there won't be enough room in those columns to fit. So let's say, example, I add up some numbers. For example, let's say I add up 7 plus 8, right? And this ones column, it can only hold 9 little ones cubes. That's the maximum. 9 is all it can fit. If it goes over 9, then we have to go ahead and group together all 10 of these into one rod. So I'll stack them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm stacking all of these into one rod, and I'm sending it over to the tens column. And then whatever's left out of that will be here. So let's use this one as an example. I have 7 plus 8. And of course, you know that 7 plus 8 is 15. So I'm going to try to put 15 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm too full. 10. I will group these together and send them over here to be a 10 rod. And then I have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These ones were grouped together and sent over. And so I have now 15, but the 10 ones cubes were grouped together and sent over, and then the 5 stay here. And so we call that regrouping or carryover. You'll hear it both ways. So we'll have to carry over sometimes, and that's the reason why there was only 9 that can fit here. Then there's only 9 tens rods that can fit here. If I get another tens rod after 9, I have to put it together into 10 rows of rods, which is a flat carryover, right? And it just keeps spilling over every time. All right, that's one thing we needed to refresh our memories on. Then, in order to estimate the answer, we want to estimate the answer so that we know when we calculate the answer if we're close or not. And I know at first estimating the answer seems like it's added work on top of things, but what will happen is you'll get very fast at it, and it becomes a very useful tool to know if your answer is reasonable or not. So just be patient. It will come along to become faster and faster. So let me do a quick review on estimating. Okay, and when we estimate, we're probably just going to round to the largest value. So we have the largest value being thousandths place. We look at the 4, we look at his neighbor who tells him what to do. That neighbor is a 3, so he tells the 4 to stay the same. Stay a 4, you're already a 4, but then everything else turns to zeros. So 4,000 is the rounded version of 4,325. You'll get so much practice at this that eventually the steps are very quick in your head and it happens fast. All right, now that we have reviewed those things, let's have a look at this lesson in play. They started with an unlock the problem. Alaska is the largest state in the United States by area. Its land area is 570,374 square miles, and its water surface area is 86,051 square miles. Find the total area of Alaska. Let's underline the question. Find the total area of Alaska. Total means everything added together. Circle the information that they gave us. These are the two numbers that I'm going to want to add together. 570,374 and 86,051. Be careful, we have to line these up by place value. So my ones place is here. I'm going to match my ones place because they might not line up in the end correctly. So I start here. Oopsie, I did not mean to do that. Okay. The 5 goes here, then the 0, 1,000, then we have 6, 8. So the error I'm kind of referring to is somebody might have done this like that, and then they would not get the correct answer. It needs to be lined up along this side so that the place values all line up properly. So not that, yes, this. In fact, I'm just going to erase that. Okay, Now the estimate part. We want to know about how much our answer should be. So I'm going to round this number to its greatest place. So I'll round it to that place. I'm going to look at his friend, 7. 7 is an up number. 7 tells 5, go up. So 5 says, fine, fine, fine. I'll be a 6. I'll go up to a 6. And then all of the numbers following, 1, 2, comma, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, comma, 3, 4, 5 become zeros. Now I will do this one. That's an 8. His neighbor is a 6, and 6 is an up number. So he tells the 8, go up, and 8 goes up to a 9. And then all of his following numbers become zeros. And the reason we do that is once we've rounded them off, look how easy this is to add together. We know our answer when we calculate it is going to be somewhere close to 690,000. So if I calculate this and I get some answer like 200, my brain can go, oh, wait, no, that's not right. That's not right at all. So that's the reason we learn to round numbers. It helps us kind of go, oh, that sounds about right, or that sounds not right at all. So now let's go to the addition part of this. We add, starting in our ones column, just in case there's that spillover like we were talking about in the previous slide. I have 4. If I add 1 to it, that's 5. 5 fits, right? We can fit all the way up to 9 in each column. I have 7, and 5 more is 12. 12 won't fit. So I'm going to take, so remember 12 is written where this is a tens rod, and these are 2 ones. So I'm going to move that rod over here, and that 2 goes down. Now I look to the next column, the hundreds column. 1 plus 3 plus 0 is 4. Then 0 plus 6 is 6. 7 plus 8, that's 15. So I'm going to, 15 is like this. I'll put the 1 carried over and the 5 straight down. 1 carries over, 5 straight down. And then 1 plus 5 is 6. My answer is 656,425. Not too far off from 690,000. So my answer is reasonable. And they were asking us about the total area of Alaska. The total area of Alaska is 656,425 square miles. And that's pretty much what this lesson is all about, is do the estimate and then add. And just remember, if we have that spillover, we carry it over or we regroup. So let's practice a few more so you can feel like you're getting the hang of it. First, I want to round this to its greatest value, which is the 7. Look at the neighbor, that's a 3. A 3 is a stay number. Anything 4 and below is a stay number. So it's going to tell 7, stay the way you are. So 7 will stay the way it is. And the remaining numbers will be zeros. Then we do the same here. Look at his neighbor, it's a 6. 6 is an up number, so it says go up. So the 1 goes up to a 2. And if I add those together, I could add those in my head pretty fast. That's 900,000. Our final answer should be somewhere in that range. So let's calculate now. We're doing 1 plus 9, which is 10. 10 looks like this, right? So I'm going to put the 1 over to the next column and to bring the 0 straight down. 1 to the next column, the 0 straight down. Now I have 1 plus 8, 1 plus 0, which is 1, plus 8, which is 9. 9 plus 3 is 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12. Again, that looks like this, right? So I'm going to take that 1 over to the other column and the 2 straight down. 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 2 more is 11. That looks like this. The 1 goes over, the other 1 comes straight down. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 plus 6 is 10. This one goes over, this one comes down. And 1 plus 7 is 8, and 8 plus 1 is 9. 901,290 is the actual calculation, and that is fairly close. It's reasonably close to 900,000, so we could feel pretty confident we did that correct. Okay, you're probably starting to feel like you're getting this a little bit, but let's try another one. You can pause it and try this one on your own, or if you're still not sure on the rounding part, you can have me lead you through the rounding part, and then you can try the addition part. We're going to round this one to its greatest place value, the 4. Look at his neighbor. It is a 3. A 3 is a stay number. It tells 4 to stay the way it is. And everything afterwards becomes zeros. Now we're going to round this one to its greatest value. The one next to him is the 3. 3 is a stay number. So he tells the 2, stay the way you are. So 2 stays the way he is. And the zeros follow after. And we could real quickly in our head do that addition. It is 600,000. Our answer should end up close to 600,000. If it does, then it's a reasonable answer. Well, now let's go ahead and do the calculations and see how it goes. 8 plus 6 is 13. The 1 goes over and the 3 goes down. 13. The 1 goes over to the next column and the 3 comes down. Now we have 1 plus 6, which is 7, and 7 plus 7, which is 14. 14. The 1 carries over and the 4 goes down. Now we have 1 plus 5, 1 plus 0, which is 1, so I ignored it, right? And then 1 plus 5, which is 6. That fits just fine. I don't have to worry about regrouping anything. I have 2 plus 9. That is 11. 11. The 1 goes over and the 1 comes down. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7. That fits just fine. I don't have to send anybody anywhere else. And 4 plus 2 is 6. My answer came out 643, which is reasonably close to 600,000, especially since when you look at it, there was 32,000 that we took off of there for this one and almost 40,000 that we took off of there for this one. And so that's why there's about 70,000 more here. But they both happened to round down. So it was a reasonable answer. So we could feel safely that we are correct. Or maybe not correct, because I did 8 plus 6 wrong, didn't I? That was 14. Whoopsie. 671,644. Whoopsie. Thanks for catching my mistake. All right, I think some of you might be feeling like you can push pause and try it, and then push play for me to explain my way through and see if you got the same answer as me. Hopefully I don't mess up again. All right, so pause it if you want to try it without me. And I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I'm going to round to the greatest value. 4 is the next number over, and that is a stay number, so 6 will stay as 6. Everything else will be zeros. And 3 is the number I'm rounding to. 8 is an up number. 8 tells 3, go up. And so he does. He becomes a 4. And all else turns to zeros. 6 plus 4 is 10. And so 1, 2, 3 in 100,000. Our answer should be somewhere around 100,000. Well, let's add and find out what we get. 5 plus 2 is 7. That fits there just fine. 0 plus 7 is 7. That fits there just fine. 9 plus 5, or 5 plus 9, is 14. I'm taking that 14 and I'm sending this one over and bringing that one down. So we go 1 over there and 4 down. 1 plus 4 is 5, and 5 plus 8 is 13. For the 13, I'm splitting them. 1 goes over and 3 comes down. 1 plus 6 is 7, and 7 plus 3 is 10. And I'm kind of doing the same thing with that 10. 1 goes over and the 0 goes down, but it goes over to a column that doesn't add anything else to it. 1 plus 0 plus 0, or nothing plus nothing, is going to be just the 1. So I've got 103,477. That is reasonably close to our estimate, so I could feel pretty certain that I did it correct. How did you do? Did you get it? I hope so, but if you didn't, I hope you know what you did wrong. That's just as good as getting it right. Practice makes us better. I'll do 1 or 2 more, and then I have a feeling you've got this. And then I just have one other thing to explain on this lesson. Okay, 839,136 plus 120,193. I'm going to round these first so I can get an estimate. Round to that place value. His neighbor is a 3. That is a stay number, so 8 will stay an 8. All of everything afterwards becomes 0. Then I'm rounding to this number right here. His neighbor is a 2. 2 is a stay number, so the 1 stays a 1. Everything else turns to 0. And when I add those together, I get 900,000. I should get an answer close to 900,000. Are you starting to feel like you're getting faster at that? Maybe so. Now we'll do our additions, always starting in the ones place. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 fits there, so I don't have to carry over. 3 plus 9, or 9 plus 3, is 12. So the 1 carries to the next column, and the 2 comes down. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. That fits. 9 plus 0 is 9. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 8 plus 1 is 9. Not a whole lot of carryover going on this one. My actual answer, 959,329. Not too far off from 900,000, seems reasonable. Let me just talk to you about one little other piece of information that's kind of a review thing from last year or the year before. So it may be really fogged over in your brain, so I'm going to clear up things for you. Okay, part of this is just reminding us about the properties, the commutative property and the associative property. And those apply to addition and multiplication. Those work in addition and multiplication. They don't work in subtraction, and they don't work in division. But this lesson was all about addition. And you probably heard me back and forth sometimes saying 3 plus 9 or 9 plus 3, whichever, right? That's the commutative property, because 4 plus 5 is 9 and 5 plus 4 is 9. So it doesn't matter which order you put these numbers in. When you're adding, if your only operation is addition, you can go in whichever order you want. 4 plus 5 is the same as 5 plus 4. So you see over here they have 7,801 plus some unknown number. For my people who are wanting to get all algebra-y on me, when you get a little bit older, we just call unknown numbers x. So 7,801 plus some unknown number, we'll call it x, is equal to 4,890 plus 7,801. Notice this number is the same as this number. So for these to be equal, what does this number have to be? Right, it has to be this number because they're equal. So this unknown number is 4,890 is the unknown number. That's all they were trying to do on this one, is to get you to recognize when you flip them around, it's fine, you're still going to get the same answer. Okay, let's look over here. This is kind of the similar thing. We have 2,592 plus 3,385 is the same as, or is equal to, 3,385 plus some unknown number. We don't know what it is. Well, we kind of do, right? Because here's 3,385 on this side of the equal sign and 3,385 on this side of the equal sign. They're both being added to something, and if they're going to be equal, they both better be added to the same number, right? 2,592 is what this is being added to. So for them to be equal, this number has to be 2,592 because of the commutative property. Okay, now let's look at the associative property. It's kind of the same idea. If all of your operations are addition, or as we get into later math, all of your operations are multiplication, then you can regroup them however you want. If I had 3 sets of numbers here, and if you remember, parentheses mean you do what's in the parentheses first. You do the operation that's in the parentheses first. So on here, I've got these grouped that they want me to add 7 plus 3 first, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I can add the 10 plus 4, which is 14. But over here, they said, nope, now we want you to add the 4 plus 7 first. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then you will add the 3 to it, and you will still end up with 14. So what the associative property says is you can group them differently. It's okay. We don't mind if you group them differently as long as all of your operations are addition or all of your operations are multiplication. If there's something else, then we have to follow different rules. But these are just kind of like little tricks that we can do, because sometimes it's easier to add other numbers first before others. So here they had 4,580 plus 5,008 grouped together and then added to 2,351. Here they have the 4,580. Now it's no longer getting hugged. It's no longer in a group. It's got cast out. It's a loner now out here. But there it is, right? So that one is accounted for. And we have in grouping some unknown number, x, added to 2,351. Well, look at here. This is added to 2,351. So which one is missing? 5,008. So you can see the numbers stayed in the same order: 4,580, 5,008, 2,351. We have 4,580, 5,008, 2,351. Unlike commutative property where they changed order, these stayed in the same order, but what did change in associative property is where the parentheses were at. Which ones were being hugged by the parentheses. In this one, these two were, the first two were being hugged, and in this one, the second two were being hugged. So that's the other piece of this. They were just refreshing your memory on that. And that's all this lesson dealt with. So I hope you understood it okay, and if not, come see me.